Hey, and welcome back. For today's mobility class, you're going to need to have a block, a towel or a t-shirt, and also your stick. So let's begin. Come into toes curled under child's pose. So for this one, I come into a little down dog so I can spread my toes. Set your knees down, stretch your butt back towards your heels. And then slowly from there, once you feel your neutral spine, start to walk the hands forward. Practice your diaphragmatic breathing. Breathe all the way down into your pelvic floor, belly, side ribs. Feel your breathing muscles move the side ribs back in and down. The abdominals draw in. Everything narrows around your lumbar. Then come up onto your hands and your knees. Stretch back into downward facing dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale into down dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower your right elbow down. As you exhale, then as you inhale, twist, take your right arm up. Exhale, right hand down. Step back to down dog. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Inhale to lengthen in the lunge. Hip creases back, spine lengthens. Exhale, lower your left elbow. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, step your right foot and lengthen. Exhale, right elbow down. Inhale, twist. Exhale, dog. Inhale, left foot steps forward, lengthen. Exhale, left elbow. Inhale, twist. Exhale, dog. Inhale, right foot steps forward. Exhale, lower your back knee and come up, raise your left arm up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, back up. Now arms forward, hug in with your legs, and then twist open to your right. Inhale, back to center, and twist. Inhale to center, twist. Inhale to center. Put your hands down, and with your back toes curled under, stretch back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, stretch back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, stretch back. Inhale, come forward. Step back to down dog. Step your left foot to the outside of your left hand as you inhale, lengthen. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, come up, raise your right arm. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, come back up. Arms forward, press your palms. Hug in with your legs. Push from your right hip down into the back of your right knee into the ground, and then twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Bring your hands down. Slide your knee back just a little so you can stretch back into half splits. Inhale, come forward. And stretch back. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, stretch back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. And then step onto your hands and your knees. Cat-cow, 3 rounds. Exhale to round. Segmentally extend as you inhale, rolling your way up your spine. Exhale segmentally, starting from the lumbar to round. Inhale into extension. Exhale into flexion. Inhale into extension. Then come into neutral, sit back on your heels, and we're going to do a little something for the wrist people. Squeezing and stretching out the hands. And then with your making fists, we'll make circles in and circles out. And then come onto your hands, and let's see if you can turn the hands around so that the fingers point back. Little bend in your elbows, light on your wrists. Then turn the hands around and let's circle the body around the wrists. So bringing your shoulders to the right, forward and back. Change the direction. And then step back to down dog. Step your feet forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step your left leg back and lower your knee. Inhale, come up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach up. Hands down, step back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step your foot up. Lower your back knee. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, arms up. Curl your back toes, lift your back knee, and step forward. Inhale, roll yourself up. Raise your arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step your right leg back, lower your knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, arms up. Hands down. Step back. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step your foot up to your thumb. Lower your back knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up. Curl your back toes, lift your back knee. This time, step back. Knees down. Take your left foot out to the side. Back toe, right toes curled under. As you inhale, stretch your hips back, but keeping your ribs in, so you're engaging your transverse even though you're inhaling, just like we practice on Hold the Navel Down Day, and then come forward. Inhale to lengthen back. So the breath will be forced more into the back and side ribs. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, come forward. Change sides. Right foot out to the side. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, glide forward. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, glide forward. Inhale, stretch back. Exhale, glide forward. Then stand up on your knees. For neck circles, tuck your chin, twist your chin to the right, side bend, roll back into extension, over to your left shoulder, tuck your chin to roll back to center. One more time in that direction. And change directions. And shoulders, draw the shoulders up by your ears, back and down, forward and up, back and down. Change the direction. And then cross your arms, round your upper back, twist to the left, side bend, roll into extension, side bend to the right as you roll back to center. Again to the left, round, change direction. Then bring your hands down, stretch back halfway, and now without your belly sinking, hugging the ribs in, take your left arm forward, internally rotate as you take it back to your side, lift it off away from your butt, externally rotate and reach it forward. Lower it down, reach forward, reach back as you internally rotate, lift it away from your buttock, externally rotate, reach it overhead. Change sides. Right arm goes forward, but practice bracing in your core. Take it back as you internally rotate, reach it towards your back pocket, lift off, externally rotate, and control it forward. One more, lift up, reach back as you internally rotate towards your back pocket, lift away, externally rotate, take it forward. Now stretch back to down dog, walk your feet forward, and our very last little warm-up we're going to do, with your hand at the wall, hinge from your hip, keeping a flat back. Now bring your right knee up to your chest, lift the knee out to the side, internally rotate your thigh and take your leg back behind you. Then lift it back up into extension, abduct, externally rotate, bring it around. One more, lift up, abduct, internally rotate as you take it back behind you. Watch out for the plant. Lift back up, out to the side, back around. Then stand up and we're going to try to do the knee movement. So externally rotate from your shin, push the leg forward, internally rotate, control it back. Internally rotate as you push forward, externally rotate, pull in. Externally rotate as you reach forward, internally rotate, pull in. Internally rotate, reach forward, externally rotate, pull in. It's not going to be a big amount of movement, it's just going to be a tiny, tiny bit, but really important to get those muscles activated. So hand to the wall, hinge from the hips, keeping your ribs in. Bring your left knee up, abduct, internally rotate, holding it out to the side, then take it back behind you. Lift back up. Even if you're not very good at these movements, just the intention of trying to wake up these muscles that control your leg through its rotations is going to be important to do on a regular basis. Then stand tall, squeeze your left heel to your buttock, turn the shin, externally rotate as you go forward, internally rotate, pull in. Keep internal rotation as you push forward. Externally rotate as you pull in. Externally rotate forward. Internally rotate, pull in. Internally rotate, reach forward. Externally rotate, pull back. I'm trying not to move from my thigh, even though my thigh moves a little bit. I'm cheating just a little. Should we get the toes too? Let's do the toes while we're at it. Why not? Okay, so spread all of your toes, little bend in your knees. Lift all your big toes up, other toes press down. Push back down. Lift up and down. Up. Notice how they want to fall into the midline. I have to reach them away, and I can't reach them up as high. I can pull them way up if I let them fall into the midline. Now other 4 toes up and down. All toes up. Big toes tap down 3 times. All toes up, and then fan them down one at a time. And back up. Try not to let your ankles twist. You have to do it 3 times because OCD. All right, now make some circles with your ankle. Did you ever watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Do you know when Charlie has to do everything 3 times, otherwise his mom will die? Okay, and then go the other direction. That's what it makes me think about. 3 times, otherwise. Change ankles. And you can use the wall if your balance isn't very good. Okay, now let's get into mobilizing the shoulder with the towel. So this is nice if you haven't cleaned your windows in a while because you can get your handprints off the window after doing that exercise. But we're gonna put, so depending on how mobile your shoulder is, you'll go close to the wall or not very close to the wall. But I'm just gonna slide my towel up and then slide it back. Slide up. And slide back. So if you're not feeling like it's very much stretch, work on keeping your ribs braced and try to keep your side hip pointed to the wall instead of letting the hip twist with it. So you're twisting from above your hip, getting the thoracic to move. Hold it in the up position, draw your hip straight down, breathe into your side rib, and then open it up. And without your right shoulder head, front of the shoulder head sinking into the wall, see if you can lean closer. Slide it back up. Change sides. How does that feel on your back? Feels pretty good for the T-spine. All right, here we go. Window washing. Hold in the up position, let the hip check back down, breathe into your side rib. And then open up. Come back up and back around. Okay, now let's get into our specific hip mobility that we're gonna do. Have your stick handy and also a block or 2. So we're gonna start this first movement from the frog position, which can already be a little aggressive of a stretch for some, depending on if these groins are really tight. So I don't want you to push yourself and go very far. Just go to a place where you feel like a nice, easy, comfortable stretch so you're not tearing things. All right, so I'm in this really upright position and I can stay up on my hands or I can come onto the elbows. And we're gonna do this like real basic variation of hip internal rotation so that we can all have hips that look like Stacy's when she does the internal rotation. Remember that? That was crazy. But if you wanna get more in depth into this, I do this whole sequence longer and with longer holds, more work in the conscious movement. I'll put the link below where you can try that for 2 weeks. So if you have some hip stuff that you really need to work on, getting the hip capsule to move and the muscles to get strengthened and more flexible, I highly recommend checking out the mobility course for the hip day. All right, so from here, I'm gonna start by driving my right foot down into the ground, like I'm trying to squeeze the ground down. And I just do 50% effort there and hold for 10 seconds. And then I'm going to do the opposite muscles, the muscles that would lift my foot off the ground. And I'm going to see if I can hold that for 10. And release. So why do we do the push down first? Because we're working the muscle fibers in the other direction so that it can get healthier. Like if you try just to lift your left foot off, everything will want to move with it. So brace your whole core and then drive the left foot down into the ground and feel your external rotators engage. Those are the muscles in the outer hip that will turn the thigh outward. So squeeze the outer buttock, push down, 50% effort, 3 more seconds. Now, without anything moving, we're going to turn on the internal rotators, the muscles that will turn your thigh in. And you might be able to, like I feel now I can lift that with more ease. I can get into the muscles I'm supposed to be activating better after having done the external rotation. And release that. Now, after having done those isometrics, you might feel, oh wow, you go a little bit deeper. It's kind of cool. And just after having been there for a while, that'll help too. But when we put ourselves in the deep stretch and then we work the isometrics, we're making those muscles healthier in their end range, which is super important. All right, so now from here, make sure that you're not in a painful situation, but you're in a good stretch. And we're going to drive both feet down for 10 seconds and squeeze those external rotators. Grip your outer butts. Brace in your core, slowly release that, and then see if you can just lift your feet up. They might not actually lift because we're doing both at the same time, but just the intention of trying to lift both. And then release that. Bring it back in. There's no pretty way to do that. Okay, next we're gonna do what we're going to work on. So what I found is that most yogis, we're really good at like cranking this leg in, but we don't have any strength to be able to lift from this position to be able to control the leg up. This is a really difficult position. So if I truly come in neutral, coupled with extension of the spine, most yogis can move their leg really well. But when I hold my pelvis in neutral, and today with just a slight tuck, and then try to lift my foot off the ground, it's a whole different story. I can only lift a tiny bit. Versus if you watch, if I let the pelvis and the spine move with it, yeah, then I can kick my own butt easily. But if I'm gonna try to hold my pelvis truly in this position by engaging the glute, and then squeeze, oh, it's only a little tiny lift. So I'm gonna slide my block under that little tiny lift position. And then since we're gonna be on the knee, I recommend putting a pillow under your knee or doubling your mat. Pillow would really be the jam. Okay, so from here, we're gonna try that same idea of pushing the muscle the opposite way first so that the muscles that we're gonna try to contract get to lengthen first while contracting the other way, and then you're gonna feel that you'll be able to just do what we're gonna do. Okay, so squeeze the buttock in and down, tuck your belly, and then drive down into the block. 50% effort. And feel all this start to lengthen here. Now, slowly release that, and then bring your mind to the back of the leg and the glute, squeeze that to lift the foot off. And if you're really doing a good job of keeping the pelvis slightly tucked, you're not gonna lift off very far. You might just be able to hover, you might not lift at all. This is really good for people with knee stuff because you're strengthening the knee in this position, the muscles around the knee. And release that. Okay, let's change. Oh no, before we change sides, we're going to now clasp the foot if possible with the stick down. And then insert the little tuck of the butt again. And then squeeze the heel towards you so that if you were gonna let go of your foot, it wouldn't move. And then let go of your foot, and then reach back and grab it, pull it in a little tighter. Squeeze the butt down, find the little tuck of the pelvis, pull up through your spine, squeeze the heel towards you, don't let it move, arm forward. Take it again, 2 more times. Squeeze, pull up, arm forward. Last one, squeeze, pull up, squeeze it in there, don't let it move, and then hold the stick for 3, 2, and release. Cramps might come, it's okay. Change sides. All right, so first we're just gonna get into now it's different from side to side, so you might not be able to go up on the block on this side and still get the tuck of the butt and everything, so just make sure, I already know that I can do it. Now this work, I would love to give credit where it's due. On Pranayama Day, I talked about BKS Iyengar, T.S. Little. This work that we're doing comes from the Kinstretch Functional Range Control, FRC system. And specifically, I study the work of, what's the guy's last name? Hunter. What the heck is his last name? Hunter Fitness. You can find him online on the Instagram at Hunter Fitness. And he is the guru of this stuff. I learned so much from him. So just wanted to give him a shout out. And yeah, okay, so we're gonna drive down into the block. And this is a very shortened version of what we actually can do with this work. But again, you can find that in the mobility course. Now squeeze, push down, feel this front of the hip start to lengthen as you drive down into the block. And then slowly release the push down and then squeeze the muscles that are gonna pull your foot off. Hunter Cook. Thanks, Stacy. And squeeze the butt, squeeze the back of the leg. And release. So if we had time, we'd do more sets of this, because what does doing sets do? Oh, that makes you stronger. That's why in the strength course, we had to do sets. If you're like, we already did it all once. Why is he making us do sets and 15 times? And that's how you get stronger. Okay, so now I'm gonna clasp the foot, drive down with the knee, tuck the buttock slightly, pull up through my spine, tail long up through the crown. And then squeeze the muscles in the back of the leg so the foot doesn't move. Arm forward, reach back. Pull it in a little tighter, squeeze down, squeeze and hold. Arm forward, and reach back. 2 more. Pull it in a little tighter, don't let it move. Arm forward. Last one. Pull it in a little tighter if you can. This is my funky knee side, so I don't push so as aggressively. I honor the limitation on this knee from too many skateboard injuries. Arms forward. And then slowly lower it down. Okay, now, you might be asking, what the hell did all that squeezing and whatever is, what was the point of all that? Glad you asked. So now I want you to stand up with your hand against the wall, and we'll start with that, not the side that you finished on. So we'll start with the other side. So I had my left leg back on the first round. Let's do it from the hip hinge position, a little bend in the standing leg. Oh my gosh, not only do I have way better range of motion, I can control the leg. I can, look at this. Oh man, I can squeeze that sucker way up there without borrowing from the lumbar. Can lift it way out to the side after doing the abduction and internal rotation exercises. And this isn't that much better. It's helped a little bit. We didn't do specific work for that. Okay, let's try the other side. Oh man, this new and improved hip, let me tell you, this is pretty nice. So it's just a little bit different than our yoga work, because our yoga work does open us up, but this really trains the muscles that control the body through its range of motion in space to get stronger. And that's what mobility is. That's the difference between flexibility. Flexibility is like, okay, I can stretch myself as much as I can like this into the wall. But mobility is like, can I use my muscles to drive my arms back or something? You get the difference now. All right, so to finish off, we're just going to do a little bit of breathing. And this breath work comes to us from Hunter and from the Kinstretch school. So you can lie down in badakanasana or lie with your legs stretched out, up to you, whatever feels more comfortable. You can go on the foam roller. But we're going to do breath holds. So let me just grab my timer so that I can cue you appropriately. So we're going to take a slow breath in and then fill all the way up. Pause at the top and then reflex a breath out. Just let it leave through the mouth. Breathe in, expansive breath, maximum breath. Let it out through your mouth. Maximum breath in. Reflexive out. Maximum in. Reflexive out. Maximum in. Take more air. Reflexive out. Maximum in. And hold your breath. Now we're going to try to hold for a minute. Stay as relaxed as you can. Now just know that as you're holding your breath, you're going to feel alarms start to go off in your body. As CO2 builds up, you're going to feel that your body starts to panic. You have these alarms in the body that go off to send you the signal it's time to breathe. Now, after doing those maximum breaths, you're hyperoxygenated. So you have enough oxygen to take you through this hold. You don't have to worry. You're not going to pass out. See if you can stay with it for 20 more seconds. Relax your jaw, your shoulders, your tongue. For the last 10, 9, 8, let all the air out. Maximum breath in. Maximum breath out. Send every drop of air out. Feel the side ribs squeeze. Feel the abdomen, feel the pelvic floor contract. Now reflex the breath in. Just let the breath come in. And then maximum breath out. Squeeze it out. Reflexive in. Maximum out. Reflexive in. Maximum out. Next one's a breath hold. Reflexive in. Maximum out. Keep going, keep going. Send every drop of your breath out. And then when you can't send any more out, seal off your airways. Now, because you fully exhaled before the breath hold, those alarms are going to go off almost immediately. Those signals will start to send as carbon dioxide levels increase in your blood and O2 levels decrease. You're getting these signals. You might notice that your breathing muscles are trying to contract and fire and panic. You can feel it in your jaw. I'm asking you just to stay as calm as you can for the last 20 seconds. If you can. If you need to take a breath, that's fine. Over time, you're going to get stronger at this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Maximum breath in. Maximum breath out. Maximum breath in. Maximum breath out. Squeeze all the air out and more. Now you might start to feel a maximum breath in, that your toes start to tingle, your fingers start to tingle. It's an oxygen high, it's okay. Maximum breath out. Squeeze it all out. Last two, max in. Max out. Last one. Max in. Send all the air out. And then more, all of your reserves squeeze out. And relax. Good job. Let me know below how your breath holds went and how your mobility practice went. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.